And we have a very hot topic right now. This is called virtual reality. And we have two awesome guys from the Blend4Web team who will show you recent achievements in this area. Roman and Kirill. Ready as you ready.
Hello, I am Roman.
Hello, I am Kirill.
In today's presentation, we would like to cover the following topics: creating VR applications, creating applications using Geolocation and Gamepad API, and cameras.
These topics are very important because they can help you to create really interesting applications. Also, they are very specific. And we decided to describe you how you can use it. Okay, let's start with VR. Virtual reality is the main topic of in computer science or in computer graphics in 2016. Some VR devices are released. Have released, for example, Oculus Rift, HTC Vive, cardboard-like devices, and so on. Many big software companies are focusing to support these brand new devices. For example, Google Chrome team and Mozilla VR team are working to create to make tools for creating VR content in the browser. First of all, please read the user guide and especially health and safety warning for your devices, because using virtual reality devices might be harmful. As you can see, Blend4Web engine can render split screen images, but it needs to know some parameters like HMD parameters or player's pose parameters. And VR API and Gyroscope API comes to help. WebVR API is an experimental API that offers the ability to create, to render and interact with virtual reality content. Also, this API provides all necessary parameters. But if your browser doesn't support WebVR API, we can use Gyroscope API to determine player's pose parameters. But HMD parameters should be set up manually. Let's talk about WebVR API. Right now we have two specifications WebVR API, WebVR API and WebVR API version 1.0. These specifications have many differences. For example, new specification allows us to render different images to HMD and monitor. A new input handling system allows us to enumerate VR inputs, including 6 degrees of freedom, motion controls, and so on. But old specification is supported by Firefox nightly build and Chromium nightly build on the most popular operation systems. The new specification of WebVR API is supported only by Brandon Jones' Chromium build only on Windows. Mozilla VR team is going to support WebVR API version 1.0 the first half of the year. Okay. Here you can see a little example of how you can enable VR mode. First of all, you need one engine that you want to use this mode, and then you in any time you can enable split screen rendering and enable default behavior for your virtual camera. Also, if you want to just set up your own camera behavior, you can split screen using set HMD params function from sense from module sense and set your own set your own behavior for virtual camera. It can be useful for cardboard-like devices because in many cases mobile doesn't support WebVR API, but it supports gyroscope API. As you can see, we have, and you can render right VR behavior for cardboard-like devices. As you can see, we have added a new functionality that allows us to step right into virtual reality world. Next part.
Thank you, Kirill. The next topic is using Gamepad API. Gamepads are very convenient devices to play video games. You can see the Gamepad usage statistics, and as you can see, 60% of gamers have them. The blue section will increase in the near future because the era of VR is coming. Many famous persons use these devices. For example, Albert Einstein, Spider-Man, and Dr. House or Gordon Freeman. I don't know. We have prepared a simple interactive example to show you Gamepad in action. Thanks to Michael Wu for this wonderful scene. Just play. But JSON export and code writing are required to control your scene with Gamepads. You can use our sensor system to control it. There are two types of sensors based on Gamepad API. It's button sensor and the axis sensor. Our sensor systems is easier to use than Gamepad API. Stop. Next slide, please. Here you can see simple code snippet from the demo. There are 4 buttons sensors and 1 axis sensor. If you are not a programmer, don't be afraid of this slide, because as a rule, the programming feature will become not logic feature in the future. Next slide, please. Okay, let's talk about Geolocation API. It's quite easy and very helpful. You can use it in applications for navigation in shopping centers or resorts. Lately, navigation applications are being created with using 3D technologies, and they are more informative and practical than their 2D little brothers. It's our example. If we were on Pluto now, we would be somewhere here. This application catches our location and puts the arrow above it. But JSON export and code writing are also required. Next. It's a code snippet from the demo. Let's move on. The next topic is Camera API. We have prepared an example. It's an interactive application, as you can see. Hello. For many years, we have had to rely on browser plugins, for example Flash, to get the access to user's camera. But HTML5 solved the problem, and now we have the Camera API. Next slide, please. Okay, let's sum everything up. Modern browser technologies allow us to create rich applications. We have shown you unusual techniques to improve your works, and we hope it will be useful for you. Thank you for attention.
Any questions?
Any questions, please? Okay.
Me? I have a question about frame per second in VR application. As I know, we have now limitation like 60 frames per second, but for good VR experience, we need 90 or even 120. Maybe you have some comments if it could be or what future of this limitation of browser VR experience.
It can be implemented on on the new WebVR specification that will be available on Firefox, as I said, on Firefox nightly build the first half of the year, maybe June.
Okay, we got a new question.
Oh, it's very exciting to be here. Actually, I did some VR experiment on Viber before today. I used the WebVR API. I searched from the internet and just do some customized and put my content on the Viber. Let people use Oculus or use Viber to save it. But today I just know you contribute so much on this, and it's very exciting to see the Geolocation API and the Web Camera API. And as I said before, I'm just a designer. I'm a content creator. I think it's very useful for you to do this. And it's a conclusion about myself. So maybe I want to ask some questions. You know that the VR experience can make people feel about the motion sickness. The first thing is based on the device display. If the resolution is low, so people can't have a good experience, the wheel size is small. The second thing, like we use Vive to experience the VR content, we can move in a room. But when we use the Oculus, we also use, like you use a gamepad or joystick, but it's also limited. So what's your opinions about how you will optimize this user experience in Blend4Web? So maybe it's the first question. Maybe
It's hard question.
I still have a question. Wait for. Okay, maybe maybe it's not quite clearly. I mean that you do the amazing things, and as a designer for VR content, I think there's some problem we all need to contribute or focus on, like motion sickness, like control in VR content, such as the user interaction in virtual reality world is not has a standard before. Maybe Blend4Web can give a future vision about how to build a FUI, future user interface in the virtual reality. That's my opinion. So I actually want to get your opinion about that. Thank you.
Thank you. You guys have any comments on the future of virtual reality in Blend4Web? What do you?
Maybe. Maybe.
Okay, thank you for suggestion. Just 1 minute.
Thank you. This is not properly VR related or gamepad related, but I saw the chromatic aberration and barrel distortion shaders. So did you plan to add also in 2D scenes to add realism for chromatic aberration or vignette or something like that? Should be easy if you have the GLSL precompiled, and then you can add as a shader. I don't know. It's a suggestion, maybe. I know we are all talking about optimizing performance. I'm making it worse, but a shader add realism, so maybe should be a suggestion for you. Just a note.
If you want, we can add this post-processing effect. If it's easy.
Kirill, I recall that I saw something like chromatic aberration in your shaders.
Distortion, yes. Right now, correction of the distortion is a big problem, because we have different HMD, head-mounted displays, and they have many different lenses. So any lenses require it's different coefs for correct distortion. And right now we are going to create some tools to save these parameters manually, I think. Oh.
Okay.
I don't know.
We got another question.
Hi guys, thank you for your talk. I have a question about the Gamepad API. How do you can you characterize it? Because I had an experience with it once, and it was well, I never got it working. Partly because I only had 10 minutes for it, but mainly because I'm stumbled upon some compatibility issues with this, for example, Xbox 360 controller. So, do you use any library for Gamepad API? Do you have like your own solutions for compatibility, or maybe there are no compatibility issues at all for with different controllers, such with exotic controllers such as Steam controllers, Xbox One controller on non-Windows system, and so on, so on.
We don't use any libraries. We are working with support of all types gamepads. We are working on add-on for our engine. It help you to set up your controller.
So it will like hide these problems from the user. And my question is more like, what are the problems?
Problems with gamepads, yeah?
Yeah.
Um,
Are there a lot of them? What are they? Or maybe it's work already perfectly fine. You just plug in controller, write some code from like first example.
It will work,
Google.
of course. It will work, of course. But you should configure your device.
Well, okay, thank you.
Now we are working on add-on. Then this add-on will help you to configure your own device. It will be in application.
So it will be like an add-on which will have graphical interface. So you can set the buttons on your controller. So it will be integrated in Blend4Web soon. Okay, and the next question is from online chat.
Yeah, this is kind of hard question. Are WebVR and Frame IO is the same things? A-Frame IO.
There is some web link A-Frame IO.
Maybe I can tell. I'll try. I think A-Frame IO is, I suppose, it's some kind of library created by Mozilla to simplify working with VR devices and 3Ds in general. It's like an extension to HTML, and by means of it you can write your own HTML, like HTML code, and use any kind of VR devices. I think, and this is completely different from the general specification WebVR API, of course. And I think Blend4Web is eventually will be able to do the same things, but more easily and more, I don't know, more convenient. So using Blender is much better than writing your own HTML code, right? So that's our question to these guys from the internet.
Thank you. Perhaps we had an old question from our chat. Alexander, what do you think? And the question looks like, performance is obviously an important issue. What is in the pipeline with regards to optimization? So I guess it was asked half an hour ago, but still you guys can answer it if you want.
It was a question to Misha, or maybe
Yes, or maybe Evgeny. Okay, Evgeny will answer.
Okay, you just have to wait to 14:30 GMT. So, and this will be my topic. I'll show you how you can determine the bottlenecks of your application. And well, I think it's not time to answer this question yet. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Evgeny. Any other question?
Is Blend4Web camera API usage add delay for the camera output? Actually, when you render it on texture inside 3D scene, it's like you have a camera and you have actually delay maybe a second or less, and Blend4Web add some time for this delay or not? It's just like direct rendering of actual camera.
So the question is, what causes this delay?
It's direct rendering.
So
We have tested it, and I think the delay may be less than a second.
So I think it is related to streaming. We get it in you.
Actually, the previous question make me think of something else, which is actually quite important, because there is always an input delay. You obtain some information about user movement, user inputs, and such thing. You like apply it to animations, apply it to game state, then you render it, and there is a substantial delay between the finishing of rendition and obtaining information. And even because we have like a huge pile of code, browser's code between the actual user, the actual operating system input, and your engine, this delay is even bigger, and it's hard to control it. Do you make like do you use like any mechanism to make it like less significant, to make it go away? Because it's one of the big reasons for motion sickness in VR demos. When you like do something and the picture is just it doesn't keep up with your movements.
Right now, Mozilla, Firefox, and Chromium does prediction about players' pose, and its decrease latency. I think it's improve.
So such a mechanism is a part of actual specification of WebVR, yes?
Right now, yes.
Cool.
Thank you for your questions. Thank you, guys. And we are finishing with virtual reality. You can try it yourself in the hall if you didn't already try it.